You're covering your face.
I'm in the picture, make it the wide angle lens.
Carrie, okay, let's look at Janet. 1, 2, 3. 1.
The lady in the red on the far right.
Bring in the family. The family support. Exactly. Everything's better with we can post it.
The lady in the red. The lady in the red sitting in the center, her name is Tarvin. She's an illegal alien advocate, sits on the school board.
After an acts of recognition, does that require the awardee to stay the entire meeting?
All right. Congratulations again to you, Mrs. Smith. We appreciate all your work. Thank you so much. Okay, we're now at J. Public comments. At this time, members of the public may address the Board of Trustees regarding a matter of public interest not appearing on the agenda. No action may be taken on comments of off-agenda items unless specifically authorized by law. In order to address the Board of Trustees, a speaker shall complete and turn in a blue card to the board's recording secretary prior to the start of the board meeting. If the blue card is turned in after the start of open session, the speaker will have the opportunity to speak during any other public communications to the Board of Trustees later in the meeting. If the speaker wishes to address the Board of Trustees on an item on the agenda, time will be provided at the commencement of that item. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Clerk Briscoe?
Yes, we have speakers tonight. The first speaker is John Briscoe. I'm here tonight to invoke, if you would prepare yourself, bow your head, or as your custom. God grant us your guidance, wisdom, and joy as we deliberate on behalf of the people tonight. Amen. And I want to note for the record, there is no comma in our national Pledge of Allegiance around under God.
Next public speaker?
That would be Raymond Herrera. Would Chanel Temple and Wes Parker please come up to the podium behind Raymond so we're prepared to speak.
Go ahead, sir.
Good evening to the School Board of Huntington Beach. My name is Raymond Herrera. My organization is We the People America. I fight illegal aliens to stand on American soil, be it in your city or your school districts. I'm here to speak to, especially you, Ms. Tarvin, that you advocate for illegal aliens and you actually are part of an organization, OC 48 or whatever, that goes around berating the American people. Your organizations and the groups that you're affiliated with have attacked Congressman Dana Rohrabacher's office. And has actually knocked out his senior staff member, and you're part of that group. And for anybody that sits up here on the school board member, this is America. Our tax dollars are to be spent on the curriculum of the American children. And there's no consideration for illegal aliens here in Huntington Beach or anywhere else. When you spend money on English learners, you are taking money from the curriculum of our American children. And the reason that I'm here is because Huntington Beach has a city council that is a sanctuary city council. They look the other way when it comes to enforcement of immigration laws. Their police chief is a sanctuary police chief, and he does not adhere to the Constitution or the laws of the land. He actually thinks that he's his own sovereign country, and that's the mistake. So the prevailing attitude here with this school board is the same, that you try to look the other way when it comes to the curriculum of our American children, and you try to, be inclusive of what you call Hispanic Latinos. Let me tell you something. Look at me. I'm an American. A Latino or Hispanic in my dictionary, in my mom's dictionary, in my grandparents' dictionary, is the sugar-coated word for illegal aliens. But you use it as a venue of diversity. Never in my life has Raymond Herrera ever asked you for any consideration or anybody in any school district. Neither is my mom, and neither is my father or my grandparents, because we are Americans. The people that you see in your school districts that rail on behalf of Hispanics or Latinos, which are illegal aliens, are actually that. They want your tax dollars, they want your curriculums, and they want you to fund the demise of America. The demise of America happens like this. You teach them English, you teach them our way of life, and then when they get up into positions such as your board president, they rail on behalf of the brown skin, the racist illegal aliens that stand on American soil across America berating America. So there's a new day here in Huntington Beach, and that new day starts with Raymond Herrera appearing at your school board, and I will be back, and whenever I need to be back, to your school board, to the city council meeting, to your county board of supervisors. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's called President Donald Trump, and it's coming.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Chanel Temple, followed by Wes Parker and then Jim Knapp. Please rise and come to the podium behind Chanel, and then Joe DeVore.
I'm Chanel Temple. I'm an activist out of the Black community, and I'm here to represent tonight to let you know that injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Uttering the words of Martin Luther King, our children, our American children, need the help and need the taxpayers' money to support them, not illegal immigration. I worked for a school district for about 5 years. I worked for Santa Monica Malibu School District. I worked at 2 junior colleges, and I worked at 2 universities. I know how taxpayers' money could be wasted. Trust me, I do. I don't want to see tax money wasted at this school district. And if we have to order a forensic audit, we will. It's unfair. My daughter, which is of college age, went to apply for FAFSA, for financial aid. She was denied for 2 years. Her application was tore up in front of her face by racists that's working behind there that have replaced American citizens. You know it's wrong and you know it's unfair, but yet and still you go along with it. I want to remind you, again, it's taxpayers' money and we are not going to have it. Again, injustice anywhere is justice everywhere. And again, we're not going to have it. It's unfair. And we will demand a forensic audit. Trust me. Trust me, if your book's not together, I feel sorry for you. We're not going to have it. It's unfair, and you people know it. I was married to an immigrant, okay? He came over here with a visa. He put in for his papers. He did it the correct way. We have 2 children together. I stood in line with him downtown Los Angeles Street at the immigration office. It took him over 10 years to become a citizen. There's hundreds of thousands of people out there that have put in applications that's waiting in line, and it's unfair. And another thing I want to say about the educational system, we know for a fact the first day at some of these schools, some of these school districts, the seats are already taken by illegal immigrants, and that's unfair. So therefore, when American citizens apply, there's no seating, and you know it's unfair. And we're asking you again to do the right thing. Do not take our tax money and support people that do not supposed to be over here. Too many American citizens are suffering, and we have had enough.
Wes Parker.
Yeah, for too long, the values in
Would you please state your name, sir?
Wes Parker. Yeah, for too long, our schools have neglected to teach the true Constitution that comes from the power of the people, that through our representatives, we set the laws, and we've set our levels of immigration, and we've had politicians that have voided their responsibility and have not enforced immigration laws. We have allowed illegal alien students into the classroom, and for every of a class of 30, what it would cost if you had 25 Americans and 5 illegal aliens in that classroom, the price that would be cost of educating illegal aliens from K through 12, that same money could provide free college education for the 25 Americans that were in that classroom. The illegal aliens are stealing the dreams of America. They haven't learned our Constitution. They couldn't even be part of our Constitution because they are in violation of our Constitution. So we have to begin by demanding now that illegal aliens not be able to attend our schools. We have issues of borders. We can't have school districts or any teaching anywhere that says borders don't matter, then turn around and want fundings for a wall and say you now have to respect these borders, respect this wall, respect this fence, when they've been taught that borders don't matter, the rules don't matter, and the laws don't matter. So once again, we need to bring forth and identify the illegal aliens in the schools so they can be determined the burden on the schools, so that this can then be set forth in the courts to override any rulings, because in approximately 1980s, they sought to get illegal aliens out of school, but the courts decided at that time that illegal aliens were not a burden on the schools. Well, this is no longer 1980, and those lawsuits have to be challenged now, and the only way that a school district can determine if illegal aliens are a burden on the school is they have to know who the illegal aliens are in that classroom. And also, if you have English learners, it holds back the American students. And how can you teach kids the value of the rule of law when they're sitting right next to people who have broken the core values of the rule of law? I mean, it just can't be done. So I thank you very much.
Jim Knapp.
Good evening. My name is Jim Knapp. First off, I'd like to kind of think it's ironic that you guys gave Kathy Smith an award, and all of the accolades that you talked about had nothing to do with her work that was on the job. I just think that's funny. All of her extracurricular activity. But that's not actually what I'm here to talk about tonight. Tonight I'd like to talk about call for the resignation of Gina Clayton-Tarvin, the board president. And the reason I'm calling for her resignation is because of numerous violations of her oath of office when she became a trustee member. When you're elected to public office, as all of you know, that you take an oath of office. And that oath actually reads, and it's the same for any public office in the state of California, that I, Gina Clayton-Tarvin, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the state of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservations or purpose of evasions, and I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter during such time as I hold this office. Okay? So you've all taken that oath, right? Now here's just a couple examples of Ms. Tarvin's violation of her oath. Denial of citizens' constitutional rights to free speech, a violation of the First Amendment. Right? Remember the day at the library? Yeah, nice one. By the way, I'm still in Facebook jail right now because apparently you can't speak out against her because she'll have your account disabled. Okay? Numerous times. There may be others in the room that have had their accounts disabled. Filing a false police report for the purpose of intimidation or silencing a citizen. I was simply asking you about asbestos, and you called the police on me for that. Very nice. Accused me of false imprisonment. That's a felony. Okay? It's a felony for you to make that charge against me. Now I get it, the police department doesn't want to really get involved in this petty stuff. You've given material aid to foreign nationals here in the country illegally. You have refused to support the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Direct violation of your oath. You've lied during board proceedings with the intentions of smearing the names of citizens. You used intimidation tactics in order to get other board members to vote your way, Mr. Souders. Okay? I mean, Gina, just resign. Just spare us all of your crookedness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to have Joe DeVore, and I'd like to have Chris Epting and Brenda, Chris Epting and Brenda Galillo. Come up behind, please, and be prepared to speak.
Good evening. My name is Joe DeVore. In July 2015, there was an OC Weekly article reporting that the OVSD president, in her official capacity, was recruiting acolytes in the Oakview neighborhood. These recruits included Victor Valderas. As a result of the partnership, Oakview Comunidad was formed. The recruiting and establishment of Oakview Comunidad draws a direct connection between this board and Oakview Comunidad. Current social media postings and public documents confirms this partnership and deep-rooted relationship lasts to this day. This merged alliance is undeniable and reflects Oakview Comunidad as an activist arm of OVSD. Things have changed since July of 2015. Victor Valderas had to be released from a politically appointed position due to his behavior at an anti-Trump rally where he beat the GOP candidate in effigy. This anti-Trump rally ultimately led to Trump supporters being assaulted. Victor and Oakview Comunidad then formed an alliance with activist Monica Kirkhow. Their most current joint venture is the Resist movement. During this campaign, Oakview Comunidad proudly admitted trespassing on private property, attaching a sheet with the word resist sprayed in the finest graffiti fashion. Is this the lesson for our children? Resist authority, trespass, litter, and deface. Victor and Monica then led a resist protest march in our beautiful city. Social media before, during, and after, as well as the events of that day, prove a symbiotic hand-in-hand relationship between Oakview Comunidad and Monica's group, Indivisible. Some of the sentiments expressed by the group leaders were vile, revolting, slanderous claims against our beloved city, the city that this board represents. Listening to the Oakview Comunidad Indivisible resist protesters, you would think Huntington Beach and Orange County is nothing more than sunsets, white supremacists, skinheads, and racists. These are foul accusations that I strongly reject and are not based in facts. Not one kind word for our welcoming city, awesome police department, and accommodating city government. Also part of the Resist campaign, which Oakview Comunidad actively supports and participates in, includes handing out flyers comparing Representative Rohrabacher with Stalin and depicting dead children and then putting that child's death on the hands of the representative. This is beyond shameful. All of these acts, of course, are free speech, but are these actions that this board wants to be associated with by virtue of your coalition with them. The time has come for the trustees to denounce, distance, and disassociate Oakview Comunidad from this board of trustees. I'm requesting the board place a vote for severing all organizational and operational ties with Oakview Comunidad on the next meeting's agenda. These ties are current, ongoing, and evidenced in social media posts and official documents. The resist movement and its participants are escalating. If you as a board and individually continue an alliance with Oakview Comunidad, you will be viewed as complicit by association. The city and county, they are watching and will hold elected officials accountable at the ballot box for supporting those who would create an adverse impact upon our city. Thank you.
Chris Epting.
My name is Chris Epting. Trustee Briscoe, first of all, thank you for acknowledging the passing of my mom at the beginning of the meeting. I appreciate that. A number of weeks ago, a resident posted several public police records on social media. Within minutes, the resident received a private message from a friend. It read, "WTF, Gina is pissed." Her name was referenced in this public record. The friend, clearly acting as a surrogate for the trustee president, went on to make veiled threats about lawsuits that can result when posting such documents. This is utter nonsense, of course, but clearly in line with the outrageously inappropriate behavior of Gina Clayton-Tarvin, once again using minions as attack dogs. But by suggesting the threat of a lawsuit, she clearly displayed an abuse of power. There is no denying that. Trolling Facebook like some vicious teenager, Tarvin has once again illustrated she has absolutely no business being involved in local government, let alone a school district. Time and time again, her vicious and manipulative campaigns against private citizens are publicly exposed, and yet you as a board do nothing about it. I think it has to change starting right now. There is no more mystery to her behavior. For the better part of 2 years, I have documented many of her insidious actions, and not one single word has ever been refuted or proven to be false. She has 2 open investigations against her currently now, one for using personal information against a district parent. In light of her most recent abuse of power, I want to remind the other board members that you work for the district and for taxpayers, not for her. You were not elected to be bullied and or threatened by the trustee president. And from this point on, by not doing anything to stop her corrupt behavior, you all become culpable, you all become accomplices. She represents everything we teach children not to be: manipulative, dishonest, unethical, intimidating, and every inch a bully. What would you do to a student if a student exhibited those same qualities? Would there be any disciplinary action? Consider the liability she presents to the district. How many lawsuits do you think you'll be faced with in the next year based on her defamatory and personally libelous behavior? I have copies of everything, and I will happily provide them to each of you. I am asking that you take a stand to protect the district and the community from this person. Whether you convince her to step down, or whether you can declare an emergency and vote her out, it is crystal clear to many in this city, including the majority of elected officials, that Gina Clayton-Tarvin is a highly destructive force. I want to echo Mr. Knapp's claim that you stepped down. And I also want to say, I think it is outrageous to pull up here and see the waste of resources. 2 HBPD cars stationed outside tonight. For what? For public comments that you're concerned about? You're wasting more taxpayer dollars. Thank you.
Did I say it right?
Helvia.
Althea.
Yes.
Althea, thank you.
Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Brenda Calvillo. Thank you so much for listening to public comments. Sitting back there, I know it's kind of hard for me because I see schools as welcoming, and an educated public is a successful public. So opportunities for all. Nobody's taking anything away from anybody, and to think so takes a very small mind to realize that there are limited resources in the world. There's lots of boundless resources in this world. We have to learn how to share. When I was 5, going into elementary school, I did not know a word of English. I went through high school, and I went to college, and I had a successful career. And it's all because of our public education system and the kindness and compassion of teachers, of educators. And listening to some of the adults here, maybe they need to go back and learn about kindness and compassion. The other thing I also wanted to discuss would be about educating children about the toxic chemicals that are being sprayed in public schoolways like Roundup. It's so cancer causing, and it makes children very sick. So maybe educate children to, if they see somebody spraying, to not play in the public parks. So maybe an education until we can eliminate the use of toxic substances in our public ways. Thank you.
Victor Valladares.
The ringleader.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, President Tarvin. My name is Victor Valladares. I am a proud American, believe it or not, dude. I just want to say, in regards to Mr. Herrera's comments regarding the Huntington Beach Police Department and the City of Huntington Beach, if anything, I would love if the City of Huntington Beach was actually a real sanctuary city. There's no sanctuary city policies for all of you guys over there looking. Huntington Beach is not a sanctuary city. We have not pushed for a sanctuary city, but
You're not addressing me, address the board.
Excuse me, there will be no talking from the audience.
Have him address you.
There will be no talking from the audience, thank you.
So there is no sanctuary city. The chief of police, again, like I stated yesterday at city council, he does not work for the federal government. There is a state constitution as well regarding free and public schools for all children, regardless of race, ethnicity, national origin, or, yeah, I don't want to use the word this gentleman uses, but yes, schools are for everybody. Everybody's inclusive, I'm sorry. One of the things as well, there was a Proposition 187 that started here in Huntington Beach that was passed, but was found unconstitutional. Found unconstitutional by LULAC. LULAC was the leading plaintiff in this case against the Governor Pete Wilson, the people of California. So again, Mr. Herrera, these comments that you're making are completely outrageous, false, and just stirring up propaganda. Again, Huntington Beach is not a sanctuary city. We'd love that. I'd be the first person to say it. I'd love it. But it's not. Again, one of the things I just want to say, again, the chief of police works for the city of Huntington Beach. His duty is to protect the residents of Huntington Beach regardless of their legal status. And I'm here, and I will stand loud and clear, come to every single meeting, and I will stand up for our undocumented folks everywhere. I'm not afraid. I'll stand up, and I will speak for the folks that don't have voices. And that's all I want to say, is that the chief of police works for the city of Huntington Beach, the mayor, and the city council. Again, they are not a sanctuary city. We'd love it. Anyways, God bless and have a nice day.
That concludes the public comments.
Okay, thank you. We're now at K1, written communications to the board.
We received no written communications.
Okay, we're now at K2, board or committee reports. Superintendent?
We have no committee reports at this time.
Okay, we're now at K3, trustees communications. We'll start with trustee Briscoe.
I have no comments at this time.